Ladies and mostly gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today. We have a very special episode, the most extra special episode ever that I've shot, at least. Today we are going to solve a Rubik's Cube. If you are incapable of solving Rubik's Cubes, you can go to lar5.com, that is LAR5, the number 5.com, and learn the same techniques and algorithms that I use to solve a cube. They may not be the best. I'm certainly not the best at solving cubes, but it is a really fun thing to do. And today, essentially what I'm going to do is talk and solve this very complicated cube. Now, talking and solving a cube is probably one of the most difficult things that I can do. It is like playing the guitar and singing at the same time. So this is going to take me a long time. But just like life, the very complicated things can usually be broken down into smaller steps. So I am going to first try to solve just a small portion of the cube. And I'm going to start with red, blue, and white if you want to know. So let me know if you are able to solve a Rubik's Cube. Or maybe you just are the type that takes stickers off, huh? Now, just as a side note, you can turn them 45 degrees, pop out that middle one, and put them all back together so you don't have to go tearing off the stickers. And let's see. Well, we're off to a good start. I have just a small chunk there. 2x2x2. Next, we'll solve a little more. So this past weekend was Labor Day weekend, I do believe. No telling when this video will come out, but today, this last weekend was Labor Day weekend. And I traveled to some family. We went to St. Louis, pretty far drive, and we had a really good time. Now, the only reason why I bring it up is that it was kind of impressive to me that we were able to drive for hours and hours and hang out with family for the day and come back. It just seems to me that a lot of folks don't really appreciate all the traveling that we can do in the world today. Being able to hop in a car and go to anywhere in the country within a couple of days, that's pretty special to me. And as you can see, I've solved just a little bit more, 2x2x3 now. At this point, we don't need any algorithms, but we need to solve these two layers somehow. So, just like that drive to St. Louis, where my kids were kicking and screaming the whole time, you just gotta, grit through it basically, figure out where you want to start. And again, since I'm solving on camera while talking, this is really difficult. Let's see if I can beat 12 minutes. That'll be twice as long as it normally takes. And so far, I'm starting slow. But back to the adventures of driving and technology in the world today. I'm sure pretty much everybody has a car. Let me know if you don't. I don't like driving though. It's one of my least favorite things to do. I don't like being in cars. I don't like being in cars with kids in particular. And I'm not a driver, I guess. Unless I'm driving a stick, on the other hand. Anybody else a fan of manual transmissions? I wish that I could drive them all the time. Fortunately, I had an automatic when I broke my leg. It's been like 9 months. 9 months now. Got to stay focused on the cube. But yeah, if I had had only manual transmissions, it would have been a lot of difficulty getting around. I would have had to, ride Ubers everywhere or whatever. Not really a fan of those either. There's a lot of things in life that I guess I'm not a fan of. How about yourself? What do you not like in life? All right, so I'm basically getting nowhere talking. So what I'm going to try to do is buckle down here and try to get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole pieces put into place. So let's just focus. We need one piece to go next to that one on the red and green side. So we find our red green around here somewhere. Hey, it's right there, not too far away. There we go. Oh, I did it wrong. Hey, that looks better. Yeah, see? It works out better if I'm not talking. But that's no fun. I mean, who wants to just watch me solve a cube while I'm not doing anything else. I mean, if it was like a 6-second solve, yeah, that'd probably be pretty cool, but I am not world-class athlete. All right, so we've almost got the entire bottom of the cube solved now. All we need to do is place this one piece, and then we will only have the top left. And this is where algorithms come into place. This is where you would probably need help from somebody who has done this before to tell you what to do, which is where LAR5 came in for me. There you go. It's in there. So now all we have to do is solve the top. And being able to really work off the expertise of other people is probably one of the nicer things in life, I think. If you don't know something, don't be afraid to ask questions. And on top of that, don't be afraid to learn new things. And I tell you what, learning a cube to me was one of those things in life that I don't know why I'd always wanted to learn how to do it, but I did at any rate. And I basically spent a whole weekend just solving cubes, and it worked out. So the next step, we got to make sure that these corner pieces are in place. Again, this isn't the only way to solve a cube, but it is the way that I solve a cube. And these are, looks to be in location. The next thing we need to do is turn all the faces up. Oh, it looks like I have two pieces that I forgot to turn up beforehand. And this, hey, I got it. I actually figured out that algorithm myself, so let's call it the Holmes move. When you figure it out first, you get to name it, right? I think that's how it goes. Aha, now we're on the Sune, S-U-N-E. Yeah, so we're getting more and more complicated. We're getting closer to the end, as most projects seem to go. It's kind of like engineering a motor in a lot of ways. Oh, it looks like I undid some of these pieces. So now we got to take a couple steps back. All right, let's figure this one out. These two are switched, swippy swapped. Are they switched? Now those are in place. Now we need to make sure those are in place, and they are not. So another algorithm. Couldn't even tell you the name of this one, not that it really matters. There we go. So now we're back to our Sune, and I need to figure out how to target this so that we don't undo a bunch of work. There we are. And if you're an avid cuber, this would have been the time for a double Sune instead of a single Sune. Let me know if you are, or if you even know what that means. And hey, look at there, we are getting really close to the end. All we have left to do is talk to Alan. That's the name of the move. The old Alan. And we need to do two of them. So again, if I was a real avid cuber, there we go, there's one. I'd know the double Alan if I was super avid about this, right? And there we go. So really, no matter how complex it is, as long as you break it down into small steps and you don't get discouraged along the way, let's say you have trouble solving cubes while talking, then you just have to see it through to the end. And sometimes you make mistakes. You have to go back a little bit and undo those mistakes, or relearn something maybe, and figure out what you did that went wrong. But really, the goal is just to keep working on whatever it is that you have in front of you in life. And hopefully you'll be able to get to the end of it, just like I managed to get to the end of this cube. So I think that's a pretty good stopping point, because I am done. If you have any other questions about life, like where do babies come from, post them down below. Have a good one.